Hey guys, today I'm going to be filming a how to get your first teen job. This is a video that I've wanted to make forever, but I've never had a teen job, so I was never able to post a video like this, but yeah, I'm super excited to film this video because I've watched so many of these videos and I seldom see videos that are helpful to me and that are good quality, so I just wanted to film one for you guys to help you guys out. I'm going to be talking about my background experience and just struggles I've had looking for a job, because I think that's very important to mention because I got super discouraged in the job process. So if any of you guys are discouraged right now, I just want to kind of film that story so that you guys can relate and understand that it is not easy to find a teen job for everyone. Some people have it really easy, but for others it's not. So yeah, let's just get started and get right into the video. Guys, I'm gonna put on my hat, but this is the place that I work at. Can you see that? I can't even tell, but anyways, normally my hair is tied back when I'm wearing this, but I recently just got my first teen job at Little Caesars, and literally, ever since I was little, I've wanted to work so bad. I just didn't have time. I put academics ahead of finding a job, which I'm going to touch on in a different video, how to balance work and school. But, yeah, so I put off finding a job, but once senior year hit, all of my friends were working. Literally everyone in my grade was working except for me. And I thought to myself, I was like, isn't it really ironic how I've wanted to work since I was 6 years old and I'm the last one to get a job? So I really put a lot of my energy into looking for a job, and I applied to a ton of jobs junior year. I didn't get any of them. I applied to Mug Shakes and I applied to C's Candies, and both the places didn't hire me. But from what they told me after I followed up, they said I didn't have work experience prior to that, which is why I think it's very imperative to film a video on how to get your first teen job, because a lot of places don't want to hire you if you don't have work experience. So yeah, so I'm just going to start off with a background story. So basically, I just felt really discouraged. I couldn't really find a job for the longest time. I kept on applying, and I was like, is there something wrong with me where people don't want me? I was like, am I doing bad in interviews? Do they just not like my vibe? Because that's kind of something you think about. It's okay to feel sad about it, because I felt sad about it, and I think it's kind of important to your job search journey so that when you do get a job, you appreciate it more. So it's okay to get rejected from jobs, but it's okay because that's just part of life. So that sounds really cliche, but I'm just saying this because I want you guys to know that I've gotten rejected and I have a job now, so that's really all that matters. And if you're going through that right now, I don't really want you to think something's wrong with you, because nothing is wrong with you. So yeah, that was basically my background story, and kind of as we spiral into how I got my job, what happened was I wasn't looking for a job at all, but my brother wanted to build a golf net, and we were going to Home Depot. The place where I live, Home Depot and Little Caesars are right next to each other. And I was walking by Little Caesars and I was like, I want some Crazy Bread. Let's get some Crazy Bread. So I walked in. They actually had a for hiring sign. I was like, shoot, I'm not going to apply to Little Caesars. I don't want to work here. But I was like, you know what, whatever. So I picked up a card and I applied online, and I just did it nonchalantly. I already had a resume made because of prior jobs I was applying to. Also, I'm obsessed with resumes and just LinkedIn and getting all your accomplishments kind of culminated into one area. So I had a resume made, so it was super easier for me to just upload it. I filled out the application, super chill, super easy. I didn't really expect anything out of it, but about a week later, I got a call, and I didn't know who it was from, but I recognized the area code, so I picked up. It was them. I had a job interview, and I didn't know if I was going to go. I was like, should I go, should I not? I ended up going, and basically, I went. I had a 2-round interview. The interview was not that easy, to be honest. Like, I thought it'd be a lot easier, but I had to do like role play and all this type of stuff. And then after that, I had to take like a 70 question test just to test my like cognition abilities and stuff like that. I went through that, I passed. I had to take like a personality test, this whole thing, and then I actually got hired on the spot, which was crazy to me. I didn't even know that could happen, but of course I accepted the offer and I followed through. So just kind of more of a background story. I mean, yeah, so now I'll just get into how I got the job. I applied online, so what I suggest you guys to do is to not be picky and apply to a ton of different jobs all at once. Don't just apply to one, because then you're going to spend all your time waiting for a response that you might never get. So just apply to a ton of jobs all at once online, and then you'll kind of just start getting calls, and you can just go in for your job interview. You might not get a call, you might get a call. It's very very random, so just wait for a call, and if you don't get a call, don't sweat it, just apply to another place. Just keep on applying, because the more places you apply, the higher chance you have of getting a follow-up interview. So just apply to every single place online. Have a resume made. I'll link my resume down below if you guys want an example of like a first teen job resume, or like a high school first resume type of thing. So I will link my resume down below if you guys want to look at it. So yeah, I had a resume made, and then I just went into an interview. I didn't really prep for the interview that much, just because I've like done so many interviews and I kind of know what to say. So I don't think it's necessary to prep if talking comes easy to you, but if it doesn't, then you can just search up example interview questions and kind of rehearse for it and come up with your own answer, or you can just leave me a comment down below and I could try to advise you in your interview. For interview dress code, I would suggest doing like a classy like professional outfit. So what I did was I did khaki pants and a blue polo, and I thought that was pretty appropriate for my interview, so I just went in. It was chill. I did that. Get your resume ready. If you want, you can do a cover letter. I don't think that a cover letter is really that important. If you are working at a food place, what I had to do is I had to get a food worker's permit, and that was $22. So just be aware that if you are going to go into the food industry, you're going to kind of start in the negatives, because I had to buy non-stick rubber shoes, which cost me $30, and then I had to buy a food permit, which was like another $20, and all the time and everything. So I was in the hole for a while. But yeah, I would also just suggest trying to go to companies that have more than, I think it's 15 employees or 10 employees, because the more employees you have, the more your minimum wage is, and most teen jobs are minimum wage. So a lot of my friends are making $10, but I'm making $10.50 because I think there's more than 15 people working at the place that I work at, so that's how that works. And yeah, that's basically all my tips for how to get your first teen job. Just apply to a ton of places, and don't be too picky, because once you get your first job, you can always use it as a stepping stone to get another job, which I think is one of the best things about getting your first teen job. So yeah, in another video, I'll kind of go over the basics, but that's basically it. That's how I got my first teen job.